This is probably one of the hardest videos that I've ever had to do. I've done a lot of things on this channel that have been sad, tragic, or at least just not exactly what people would like to hear, and it's mostly filled with just disappointment. And this one, I think, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people are going to agree with me on this by the time this is out, this is going to top all of them. And I don't want to do this, but at this point, it's the only thing that I have left. I'm taking a step back from YouTube. Now, what do I mean by a step back? Well, like a big step back, I think. Like, I don't think a lot of you guys understand that the amount of things that I do for here, but you may just think, oh well, he just barely uploads, he just like streams a little bit. Yeah, that's true. But there's reasons behind that. And it's still, even with that, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that go into what I do. And it's not like I would want to have it to change. I would, if I had the option, I would want to do this for as long as I can. Like, being a YouTuber is something that I've dreamed of ever since I was, well, ever since I've heard about it. I think maybe when I was like 10 or 11. Like, I've always dreamed of becoming a YouTuber with all my heart, and I've always just waited for the right time and the right day. Like, I've prepared for being a YouTuber when people would not even start thinking about getting a job. That is how much passion I have wanted to put into a channel. And when I finally got that opportunity that one day, it just, I was just so happy. Like, one of the things that I don't think you guys have understood with the amount of work that I've put into this, it has been years since I've had a day where I don't think about this channel. Years. And I've been doing this for just over 3 years now. And one of the reasons that I've done this for so long, and when I've done this for the length of time that I have, is because, well, I've always wanted to have the idea of just turning being a YouTuber into a full-on career. I knew it was possible. It's been possible for, God, almost, I don't know, it's been a long time. I'd say like 10 or 15 years. It's been that long for being possible. And more people, the more they put the work into it, the better chance that they have. And I've tried that. I've put tons of work into it. Like, you guys may want to roast me for how bad my upload schedule is. I can be honest, that's true, but that doesn't mean that the amount of effort that I've put into these things is just nothing. Like, overall, I've tried my best to improve everything that I've done, but it's all come down to where ultimately somebody's not gonna like this. Like, there's a major flaw with this video. Like, go through my past few videos on my phone and just kind of explain why it's not really worked out. And especially complaints from people. Like, I do listen, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Let me go on to this. Like, my last main sort of video that I've spent a lot of time on was when I play Fortnite games on public. Like, there was a lot of complaints, I'd say, about, mostly because of the fact that it was Fortnite. Like, I'd say a lot of the complaints started mostly around Christmas Tale. I get it. The video is kind of controversial because it's kind of diving into putting a lot more funny things into the videos, but just people kept complaining, saying, I don't know how to edit. Saying that I suck at editing because I just do a bunch of sound effects, put it together with footage, and just call it a video. Yeah, that's called comedy, unfortunately, but I do listen, and I've tried my best to improve that. The next video that I did that was main was the Cards Against Humanity video, and I put a lot of work into it, and I'd say involving that, I actually went to a full new, much more evolved editing platform in DaVinci Resolve instead of just using CapCut. And it worked. It was much better. I started using a lot of the features, and I thought they were good. I thought they looked really good together. And I compiled it. A lot of my friends liked it, but the thing is, and a lot of people did like it. In fact, it's currently my most popular video that I've done, but that didn't go without controversy. Like, the quality of my microphone and the audio, it wasn't the best, but probably because it was recorded over a year before that started. And then my last video, where people were still saying that there were too many sound effects, I went all out. I spent 2 months along with Six Gear, who has done a fantastic job ever since he started helping out with some of the editing in A Christmas Tale. He did the bit where him, Laser, Red Boy, and me were all playing the game. He did a bit of that editing, and he did great, I feel. I mostly wanted him to help out with some of the subtitles because they were such a hassle to do. Like you may be able to do like an auto-generated version of captions, but it doesn't work all the time. Like, you still have to look over it and see if they're actually good, because AI makes a lot of mistakes even if you try and do auto-generated, which is where the human ear comes in and actually makes it good. And I'd say one of the big flaws with that, as of recently, is when Six Year has kind of evolved from, instead of doing subtitles, to making it fully on his own, which, adding his own effects, that's completely fine. I don't care. It's his edited footage. He can add as much as he want. I may end up removing some small parts in the Final Cut, which I haven't yet. I've just added my own extra things to make it sort of work together. And he's evolved from adding all that stuff and not even spending time on subtitles. Like, he's used this platform where it's just like he enters in the video script and it just comes out with a text to speech thing, and it's god awful. It really is. And he doesn't change a word that it says, and you can really tell that it's just AI generating it, and it just sucks. No offense, but if you're gonna do the subtitles, you might as well just actually work on the subtitles to make it make sense. And especially in that last video, like in the Fortnite video, people didn't like it because it was Fortnite. They didn't like it because there were people just screaming in the background. And so I made it so that it's 8 minutes long, so it's short enough for people to watch. I added plenty of things that made it work smoothly, and people still didn't like it. In fact, compared to the last few videos that I got, I'd say this might have been as hated as Christmas Tale, or probably a bit more, but still. Nobody likes the Fortnite videos, which suck because I've put plenty of time into it, even before 6 Years showed up. Like, I went days on end working for about like 6 to 8 hours a day, every day, no matter what day it was. Maybe if it was like a holiday or I was going out, then I wouldn't do it. But still, I put in insane hours of work, despite the fact that I haven't had an actual industry job before. I was just doing this because I was wanting to make this into an actual career. And it's not fair, really, how it's been treated. I personally think that some other people might think that, but it's just been unfair. I don't think some of you guys understand the amount of, like, I've mentioned this plenty. I put a lot of work into it, but I actually have. Like, doing this for years, spending that much hours on videos just to make it picture perfect on the small little details that you barely notice, but it altogether puts it into one good, solid video. And when you look back on it, you just hate it. Just because that's how it is. Just because you personally don't like it. Which really sucks. And even with the streams as well, like, the Fortnite stuff, I've tried to spread out to people. There's no possible way for me to spread it out to people. And that's where Minecraft came in, where it gave me a platform that I can advertise stuff. I like the game, and it actually gave me a chance to show what I can do. So I ended up moving over to streaming for a little bit, which I've enjoyed as much as I can out of it. But streaming takes way, way too much time out of me. And overall, if I had to choose if I could never stream again or never make videos again, I would choose never stream again in a heartbeat. Because, well, streams, you all come. Well, streams is just the raw footage. And you still try to make it good. Like, you add music into it, you add. Which you do with videos. You add music, you add overlays, you add these little effects to make it look good. Like, I'd say many people would take streaming in a heartbeat, but there's just something about a video that just makes it good. Like, smooth transitions, smooth effects that you add to it. It's just good. And that's what I love about it. But when it came to streaming and the amount of time that I've put into it, it's more in. I'd say it's more affecting my life than I'd say editing has. Like, I'm going to explain to you my average day throughout this summer. I wake up at 8 to 9 a.m. Actually, no, 9 to 10. Something like 8 to 10. Something like that, yeah. And it's later than usual. You'll find out why. But yeah, I wake up. Maybe if I have enough time, I can get some breakfast. And then I go immediately to my computer and I spend 1 to 2 hours working on a thumbnail. And this is where I'm going to call out pretty much the entire Hive streaming community. Like, everything that has been done on YouTube for Hive, like, I can show an example on screen right now, and I probably will, where it's just people have the same repetitive stream thumbnails, and it sickens me. It's laziness. And they only do it because, well, they don't do it themselves. Like, it's just the charity case. Like, they get somebody else to do it, they beg them to do it, and most of the time it's for free. Like, if you get paid for it, then I'd say it's worth it. Absolutely. But if you do it for free, then it's extremely generous of you. But the fact is, it's painfully clear on that there's not many, and when you do have just one that goes to also many other people, it's just you use the exact same thumbnail consistently. Like, I'm gonna use Game Test as an example. Why? Because he's a good friend of mine, and well, he shows the example probably to the best, and I've seen it for almost a year now. All right, so if you look at his latest video, it's got a good his latest stream. It's got a good thumbnail. They look good. Like, don't get me wrong, they look good, but it's just consistently the exact same thumbnail. And these thumbnails have been made like months ago. And if you keep scrolling down, they show other thumbnails, and they're like, "Oh, that's cool." They still look like they're by the same artist, which makes sense. But it's just the exact same repetitive thumbnail. And if you look back on your streams and you look back and try and find that specific thing, you have to look at the titles, which is another thing. They people and I see this and I've seen this starting with Officy, and he's kind of affected the whole streaming community because of how popular he is. He's setting a terrible example with how you show your streams. Terrible. Like a random thumbnail that would look good. It looks good. I think they're by Sparksky for him, which is top notch at this point. He's probably the best, in my opinion, the best high thumbnail maker there is at this point. Well, at least currently. And yeah, and when it comes to the titles, they're just random sentences that won't even affect the video. Like, if you try and do, like, I'm gonna read out his last stream title as of recording this, and that is, where is it? Okay, yeah, right here. So, not all of them even make sense. Like, some of them, they might end up doing something cool, like the most recent one is where he does a spin wheel picks the stream segment. That's a cool idea. But if you look consistently back, it's just a bunch of strange, stupid things that just don't make sense. It's just boring stream titles, and when he does do stream titles, they just don't make sense. Like, these last few ones, Q Bed Wars SMP On God Lore. Then why is your thumbnail Hive? If it's the Q Bed Wars SMP, why isn't it Hive? Like, what's the point of using a Hive thumbnail if you're going to do that? Like, and if you scroll to the first one, it shows a completely different thumbnail, which is good. But if you scroll back far enough, then you'll end up finding that exact same thumbnail on other things as well. Like, it's ridiculous. It's consistent thumbnails that look good but get extremely boring over time. And the titles just are stupid. Like, they're lazy. They're repetitive, and sometimes when you just write something, when you actually write something to make it interesting, it's still stupid. Like, it doesn't have any sense. Like, this one from 3 weeks ago, don't fear Officy is here. Okay? That doesn't make sense. Like, I get it, Officy is streaming, but what does that have to do with anything except for the fact that Officy... Okay, that's a bad example. I'm going to look back a little bit farther. Okay, yeah, here's some from about a month ago, which is talking about exactly what I'm talking about. One of them, which was streamed about a month ago, was him saying, "I'm here to cure your boredom, okay, but what if you just don't talk and don't pay attention to the stream stuff and just act completely with your ego? Then what's the point? You're making me more bored with that thumbnail than..." You get my point. You get my point. I think I made enough of a case on this stuff, and I'm gonna call out one more YouTuber, and it's just And it's just basically where I'm gonna call this YouTuber the biggest charity case in the whole Hive community, and it's Caesar MC. Like, don't get me wrong, he's blown up exponentially, specifically because of his subathon, which was very successful. But it's just, I see extreme laziness in Caesar. And I don't think it's any other competition. Like, and I'm gonna look at his channel just for a good enough example, where basically his whole skin that he chose is just a red blob. Like, when it comes to like a blob skin, you may think of like Dream. No, this is even, I call this even lazier than Dream skin, because it's just a smiley face on an all red skin. That has got to be the laziest skin I've ever seen, for one. Like, some people, they just may have like a normal person in like a Minecraft thing, which is what Offsea does, which is completely fine. But again, the same sort of problem with Offsea, repetitive stream thumbnails, and they may be different, like they may be different from back to back, but you still see that they're the exact same thing if you keep scrolling back, like they've all been used before. And when they keep streaming like every day, which a lot of these people do, it gets incredibly boring. Like, seeing the exact same thumbnail. Like, I get it, they look high quality, but they just aren't original at all, and they don't put any effort into it. Like, if you want to at least change this problem, then just edit your own thumbnails. It's not that hard. I've done it on my own, and you can see some of the thumbnails were just horrendous before, but they're actually at least good enough now where they actually look professional enough. Like, true, they aren't 5-star quality. They're at least pretty darn close. And if I'm able to make some that close while having zero experience before, then why can't any of you either? Like, I have only used a repeated thumbnail once. Once in the past, in all of 2025, I've used the exact same thumbnail once or twice. And if you scroll back, it shows. Like, and if it shows the exact same thumbnail before, it's back-to-back streams. It's because it's the exact same stream technically. Like, and my example on this is the ultimate 24-hour stream. It's 24 hours in total of streaming, and it's all back-to-back-to-back. Which is still the exact same stream pretty much, but YouTube won't let you stream for over 12 hours. And if it does, it archives your video. So what I ended up doing is every day I spend 2 hours trying to get it perfect. As picture perfect as I can get it. I find a place in a Bedrock map that I have. I take a good screenshot and I put some effects on it, and then I spend about 15 minutes around like half an hour in a modern Java game, using mods to position my character into a good position, put a block in it, and then I just add some effects into it. I add some colors to make it pop. I make it so that it has enough feathering on the sides to make it glow, kind of. And then I add simply the live effect, or I add the hive effect, and I add some shadow. That's it. And you guys can't spend enough time to do that. It just takes 2 hours. And you may say, oh, well, I don't have 2 hours. Tough toenails, I did it, so why don't you do it?
it's like the whole reason that I'm kind of going back into just talking about this about other YouTubers, like this isn't just to go after them. People do have specifically high YouTubers, which is what I was talking about, and what I am talking about. Basically, people, it's just repetitive, and honestly, it kind of just makes me jealous because I have been for the past while fighting for the right to be accepted as a Hive YouTuber, which in the environment that the community is in, specifically just the Hive community, it sucks. Like, if somebody makes videos on another game, then, and if you try and also get into the Hive and post some stuff on that, you're just going to be kind of outcasted from doing anything, really. So, like, I'm tied into, like, Fortnite and some other games, mostly because you guys don't like Fortnite, but you get the point. I'm gonna show just like a quick example of Camp Miggy. He makes Geometry Dash and Minecraft stuff, and and he's got 40,000 subscribers. May not be the oldest, but is still a good example of it. And barely anybody who actually is Hive knows him. Barely anyone, because and he's tried to apply for the rank because he's got the view numbers, but just nobody's gonna know him because he's also known for this other game. And like I've just been trying to fight for the right just to be proclaimed as a Hive YouTuber, and the fact is that all these people are getting so many more views with just repeated stuff. Meanwhile, I'm spending so much time out of my way to just get it to be looking good at least, and being different as much as I can, and streaming as much as I can. It sucks because I'm just going to be a person that's people are going to classify as a non-Hive YouTuber, despite the fact that I stream plenty Hive. I've got a lot of video, got a lot more streams of Hive than some of these other people that proclaim that they are Hive YouTubers. So it really stinks that I'm just kind of like blacklisted just from becoming just like a Hive YouTuber. Like I've been fighting for the right just for people to call me a Hive YouTuber. And that's never happened. Never, not once. Even if you explain it to somebody, they just aren't gonna agree with it. Like I've been in I've been in some like ranking of like some channel rankings. I've done them like recently, but the reason I've stopped is because, well, people are just gonna give me bad rankings because I don't upload Hive primarily. Like there's other things around there as well, but that doesn't mean I give my full 100% when I am doing Hive. That doesn't mean I give my full don't give my full 100% when it's also coming to Hive, which really sucks. Like that last ranking that I ended up posting, I got a D, which if it ends up projecting like a whole bunch of other stuff that I do, yeah, maybe it would. But but that just means that you're ignoring all the recent stuff and you're just shadow banning me just because I don't do a, just because I haven't done a lot of Hive throughout my entire career. And I've done some other ones where I got like a C or something. And meanwhile, people who do primarily upload Hive get A's just because they have just as good of thumbnails as me and they have worse editing. Why? Because it's just Hive. They have less Hive stuff than I do, but it's just Hive. That's how it works. Alright, you get the point. That's enough rambling about the Hive for now. Hopefully that should be the end. Okay. Alright, what am I going to talk about next? Because there's still a lot to talk about, but yeah. So I still put tons of effort into it. So that's what I do
at that point. Then by the time I'm about finished, it's around lunchtime, and which to me is around like 1 o'clock, which means it's probably like over 1 or 2 hours, which is still a bit worse. And I would end up going to eat like a quick little thing for lunch, and I don't have the quickest ways to make lunch. I just make sure that I at least eat enough that's healthy enough for me. Just like I have enough to eat. And then after that, I go into my shed. Actually, no, I get ready to go to the gym. And my gym is fairly far away. Like, I don't think some of you guys understand. I can't drive on my own at this point. Because I've waited so long to get my learner's license that I've only just got it not even 2 weeks ago. Because I've waited that long because I've had too much time. So not only can I not even drive on my own, but even if I wanted to drive over there, I would need either of my parents, which they're both busy. So I would go into my shed. I would spend like 5 or 10 minutes getting ready. Why do I take that long to get ready? Well, because I need my water. I have to put my contacts in because I don't look like a geek. And because it's sunny outside, so I have to put on my sunglasses, and I also need to freaking see. So I get all that stuff. I go into my shed. I get my bike out, which is in a weird position, and I can't put it in my garage because it's just too busy. So I grab it out of the bike. So I grab the bike out of the shed, and it takes me about 15 to 20 minutes to bike over to where my gym is. And then it takes about 5 minutes to check in and to get over to the spot. So I spend normally about 30 to an hour, and it's not even taking breaks. Like, it's non-stop training. And so then it takes 15 to 20 minutes to get back. Actually, I think it's a bit longer because it's uphill. But yeah, it takes a while. And normally by the time I get back, since I stream at about 3 o'clock for me, I have to rush back. I have to spend 10 minutes organizing the live stream, and then I go live for about average of 3 hours at this point. And then I have to go immediately when I eat my dinner, and then that's when and only then I have time to edit my videos and play a video game, for God's sake. Or the alternative, I have to moderate for somebody on their stream, which normally is Game Test, but also when it comes to Game Test, it's just inconsistent stream times, which is just... I'm not going to get into that, but just set a stream time. Like, I get you set a stream day, but a stream time won't hurt. And sometimes and this is where my live streams hurt so much in views. It's just these people that have the opportunity to stream whenever they can just stream at the worst times for me. Like, when I stream at normally 4, but I stream at 3 for earlier because I was so nice. What ended up happening was at around 4 o'clock my time, which is normally when I just get home from school on an average day, I would end up being able to start stream. And just after a few minutes after that, then Officey would stream, which he's a Hive streaming titan. And it hurts my views so badly. Like, this is where the pain comes. We're living on the West Coast. I can't stream earlier. Like, prime time, I'd say, would be like 4 o'clock for 3 or 4 for you guys. That's like 12 or 1 for me, or in the middle of a school day. It's impossible for me to do that at regular school time. And I can't do it on summer times because I have to actually exercise and I have to actually design the thumbnail. And because of that, I end up having to edit all my stuff starting at 7 or 8 at night. That's when I can edit or at least play a video game. That's my average day. And because when I go edit, I have to go ham on editing. I can only, I have to go and take, I have to go full straight, and I have to take and I can only take a shower at 11:30, or close to 11. And then because it's just so much consistent work, only then I can go on my phone and scroll. Yeah, at almost midnight, I'm able to scroll. And maybe I'd like scroll for like a little bit, but then it would be like 12 or 1 for me, and I have deep sleeps, and I need a lot of sleep. So then I would end up waking up at 8 or 9 or 10, and the cycle would repeat. That's my life. That is my everyday, and it sucks. Maybe doing this during regular times, it would be fine. But no. If I were getting paid for this, I would be fine with it. Like also, that gym membership is not free either. Like, I pay for that. I'm going into debt streaming. Don't even get me started on how much electricity or Wi-Fi costs. But yeah, I'm sick of rambling, but I just have to because you guys aren't going to understand. Even with that, this is the best I can do. It is. It's really the best I can try and do. And it's painful, but it's really the best I can do. I've never had good Wi-Fi. Never in my life have I had good Wi-Fi. It's always been like this. It's always been trash, utter crap. Always. And even with that is why I got into being an entertaining content creator. Because my Wi-Fi is so garbage that I can barely get good at video games. And that's why even when I started playing Fortnite in like 2019, it took me 4 years to learn how to crank 90s. 4! Because I played on a crappy Nintendo Switch with Joy-Con stick drift. And I had to spend my own money to get a controller that was averagely working. And even with that, my Wi-Fi would still consistently crash. And it would always come to the point where my brother would just complain. He would want the Switch as well, where my parents would get mad, so they would end up giving him a turn. So I never got good at a video game. I've tried my best. And when I switched over to computer, it was quicker because the Wi-Fi was a bit better. Just the slightest bit. Yeah, this is the best Wi-Fi that I've ever had in my life. And I still end up getting disconnected from Discord calls consistently. My ping is at medium or high consistently. Like you see it on this screen when I'm just speaking. It says medium ping. Scroll over to this, medium. Low, which is good. Then when I go into Hive, which is a game I actually play, medium. Cubecraft, low. And then when it comes to these big servers, low, medium. Well, that server doesn't exist anymore. I don't think that one either. Medium, high, and this one's just for private reasons. I've never had good ping. And it's painful, especially when it comes to streaming. Now, when it comes to games that need high Wi-Fi, and when I also stream, which also needs high Wi-Fi, it doesn't work. and I'm going to take Fortnite for an example, which was discovered on, which I came to the conclusion during the 24-hour stream. It is now proclaimed impossible for me to stream a game of Fortnite on my computer because it shows up as a slideshow live. As a freaking slideshow. That is how bad it is, at least showing on there. And I've loved Fortnite for so long. It got me through COVID. Fortnite got me through COVID. It will always have a special place in my heart. Minecraft too. But the fact that a game that I loved for so long is now deemed unplayable on a computer while live streaming, it breaks my heart. And even with that, I get some people saying, "Oh, your mic quality's bad." Okay. I can't help that either. The Wi-Fi is obviously going to contribute. But the thing is, I'm using a $50 Canadian microphone. And it's one of the best ones that are out there right now. I got to get a discount price. It's a high quality microphone that sounds crap. Like, I try my best to go at least as close as I can to where the microphone is for me to speak. But that's where my keyboard comes in as a problem. I keep getting a bunch of complaints saying, "Oh, I click too loud on my keyboard." Okay, that's just how my fingers work. I play guitar, so I need for me to press hard on strings, or which obviously ends up making me press hard on my keys. That's why it's so loud. And I can't buy a quieter keyboard because I'm broke. See where that comes in? That's where YouTube can succeed, which hasn't. All these problems go into a loop, and it's just inescapable. I'm in an inescapable loop that I can't get out of unless I try and stop it, which is where this comes in. Which is where I'm going to take a break. So how is streaming going to work from now on? How are videos going to work from now on? Well, it's painfully clear that if I'm going to put that, I can't get monetized. I mean, I probably am qualified for it. Like YouTube, if I end up getting applied for it, it'll probably work. I need watch hours. I can't get watch hours if I don't stream long, which ends up going to a cycle, and yeah. Which is where it sucks. I've come to the conclusion in the acceptance that I'm never going to get monetized on YouTube. No matter how much I try, even if I wanted to use YouTube advertising, which is a big allegation at this point in the Hive community with Game Test, which I'm hoping is dying down pretty soon, and it's also ridiculous as well, not gonna lie. Like, I get it, basically, I'm gonna talk about what YouTube advertising is. YouTube advertising is basically paying for YouTube to advertise your content. It basically means YouTube is pay to win. That's basically what it means. Which is painfully bad, but is accepting. And it's been in everything. Like, YouTube advertising has been here for so long, and it's actually been in everything. Technoblade and Dream have even admitted to using it at some point. Techno, I think, talked about it before he died, and by using it just so he can get the 10 million, which is completely deserved. Rest in peace, Techno. Dream ended up, I think, confirming it in after his manhunt stopped. I don't know. This could all be speculation. I've just heard this before. I've just heard this a few hours ago. But still, it would probably help my channel a lot. But again, I'm piss poor. I'm broke. It won't work.
And even when I try and have videos try and save the day, it won't work because they get poor views. My view counts are so inconsistent that it's impossible for me to for me to find consistency. My Cards Against Humanity video got 900 views. My announcements video got 40. 40 for major announcements happening to this channel. 40. It sucks. It does. I rambled on for over 40 minutes at this point. I'm just trying to come to the point that makes this make sense. So I'm going to talk about it as much as I can. So I'm going to change it. But first I'm going to mention this before I talk about how it's going to go. As of when this is uploaded, I've sent in my first job application. I know you guys don't like the word job, but it has to come to the fact that it's a word. I get you don't like it, but being a YouTuber is a job. Okay? Yeah. I know, it's the harsh truth, but it's the reality. I don't know where this came up with. I started hearing it from Offsea, which is completely ridiculous for somebody. And last I checked, Offsea is a grown man. I'm going to get back to Caesar for just a quick second. Like, I don't like Caesar in general. Like, I don't, my opinion on Caesar, I already talked about his skin. I already talked about his thumbnails. I'm going to talk a bit about how he acts as well. He is a genuine Offsea clone. His sound effects are the exact same. His stream layout is the exact same. Hell, the chat, I think, is in the exact same position. And he's got a new starting screen where he's got this weird song about him saying, basically just saying that Caesar's like the coolest. It is completely AI generated. And he has 1,000 subscribers, and he started in May of 2025. He claims he's 16. I absolutely doubt that he's 16. 14 maybe at best. I don't believe he's 16. I don't. Especially with the way how immature he's acted as well. And this was something that I recently learned about him, where he just doesn't like certain pop culture references, and he's just family friendly like that for some reason. So he's basically like a high version of Nick A30. And I'm going to explain a bit more why. Basically, he ended up criticizing Game Test for having a Nirvana Nevermind version of his skin on basically a remixed version of the Nirvana Nevermind cover where the baby was swimming naked. He had a version of Game Test on his head with basically him swimming naked or something. Not showing the thing, but Caesar ended up screaming and saying, "That's not allowed." Okay, welcome to the real world. This has been out for 35 years. Actually, no, like 34, but still. Welcome to the real world. Things like that show up. And it's gotten to the point where Caesar just doesn't like Game Test for that one reason. That if Game Test joined D-Dinos' private server for his friends, and when Caesar found out he was there, he immediately left for that specific reason. If that's not childish, I don't know what is. For a proclaimed 16-year-old, I don't believe he is, but still, you get the point. All right, enough rambling about Caesar. Okay. But yeah, I've applied for a job. I'm going to at least apply for a job. Why? Because I've come to the facts. This won't turn into a career. As much as I want, as much as I've spent my time trying to make this a career, it won't. Because life is just not fair. I got 1,000 subs in over 1,000, in well over 1,000 days. Maybe some people as of recently have more subs than they have days on their channel. Mine's the other way around. And even if I try and make more content like YouTube Shorts, it doesn't work. My top viewed YouTube Short has 10,000 views. And my average for YouTube Short views, I think, is like 20. Yeah, let me look. Oh, they've actually done kind of well. 1,000, 1,000, 1.1 thousand, 1.3 thousand, 300, 300, 20, 40, 100, 100, 200, 300, 2,000, 293, 1.2k, 75, 122, 525, 319, and I think 397. It's inconsistent at best. They have worked as of recently, but I do shorts on my content, which again, I can't do the content because streaming is taking way too much time. You get the point. And also, another reason why I haven't uploaded a main video in... How long has it been? It's been 2 months. It's been 2 months at least. And the reason for that is one of the ways that I edit with Six here is that I cut the footage to make it so that it's the footage that should be in the video. He adds the subtitles and whatever little effects he wants. But he's been doing this new thing where he's been recreating like a full-on ad in there. He did it in the last video where he created a full-on Toyota ad, which was good. He's stepping it up by creating a full-blown Lego recreation ad of a Mountain Dew ad. Like, it sounds incredible, but he's putting way too much detail into it. I'm like, okay, this video needs to come out soon-ish, and it needs to start getting edited. Maybe take down some, like, a couple stuff. Like, you don't have to recreate everything. And he's like, I'm recreating everything. That's why this video hasn't come out in such a long time. That's why this video hasn't even showed up. I don't even think he's even started on the editing. It's just been Blender. And the thing is, sometimes I even have to remind him that he's doing it. Which really sucks. Especially since it's my video that he's holding on to. Which, props to him for even editing in the first place. Well, editing like small little things, but still. This is taking way too long. And you may think I'm greedy, which I don't... You can qualify whatever you want, but I at least have a point. Okay? Alright. And another thing is that I'm still in school. Some of you guys still have to admit to this. I'm still in school, and I'm still doing all this stuff because I'm looking out for my future. I've been looking out for my future for years. And it's just to the point where I've been trying so hard that I'm at 1,000, struggling to grow any farther, and my views are so inconsistent that it's just laughable. I've averaged the same amount of viewers for live streams since last year, exactly. The average hasn't gone up. The average has probably gone down, but still. Over a year of the exact same average is laughable. And that's just the case. And no matter what I try to do to improve it, it just won't work. I need money, which is why I'm getting a job. And another reason why I need money is because I'm planning on, when I get the chance to finish school, I'm gonna move out or at least go to a college or a university. Like, YouTube is at least something that I like to do, that I really want to do for a career. But that doesn't mean that going to a school to at least help me for this stuff isn't gonna mention a lot. My parents haven't saved anything for a college fund at all, let alone car insurance. Let alone for me getting my own car insurance or a car, period. I've had to use my mom's insurance, which they're only letting me because it's so cheap. I think it's like maybe 100 Canadian just for me to add to her insurance as a learner. Still, it's gonna jump up crazily, and I need a job for my future. And I still, even if I want to have the chance to, I gotta study to also get into a school. Which unfortunately, thanks to YouTube, hasn't exactly worked out well. I've tried the chance for just not streaming sometimes to work on projects. It's worked sometimes, but other times you guys are just greedy and you're like, we want more streams. Please, stream more hours. Please, I miss it. Please, we need it. No, you don't. You just want it. Which just sucks. It's still way too much on me. Like, I have other desires than YouTube, okay? Like I play guitar. I want to play guitar. Like, if YouTube fails as a thing, which it looks likely to, I want to at least be a musician. But I can't exactly do that because if you look back for that, me discussing my day, I haven't had a chance to go and play guitar. So I can be a musician, which sucks. It really does. YouTube has just corrupted it so that it's the only thing that I've tried to do. And it's corrupting my personal life as well. I don't know what I am. I don't know if I'm an introvert or an extrovert, which introvert means you just like being on your own. Extrovert, other people. I'm both, and I don't know. I've been an introvert for a lot of my life. I've wanted to be, and I've had the desire of an extrovert as of recently, but also the same thing as an introvert. Which sucks. It's confusing. And I want to hang out with friends. I do. But I never get the chance to because streaming is here. Streaming and videos have corrupted my personal life. Like, my parents don't like the fact that I've spent so much time in here that they've threatened many times to shut off my Wi-Fi because of how much I put work into this stuff. Which is why I go to the gym. Like, not only am I healthier then, but it also gets my parents off my back. Which is good. But it's just corrupted my personal life. And another thing is that it's harder to hang out with my friends as well because a lot of them have jobs, or at least are applying for jobs. Like my best friend, IRL, that I hang out with probably the most, he works at McDonald's right now. And he's working there since the start of the summer. And he's got stream schedules, and he's got schedules where he starts working when I'm in the middle of streaming. And the times that I'm free, I can't use because, well, I'm streaming. I'm getting ready for the stream.
That's how much of my personal life is corrupted. And my other friends, like TMT, I've mentioned him before on my channel, but he's a great friend of mine in real life. We hang out as much as I can. He's applying for Mastermind Toys, I think. He wants to work there. And even when all that's said and done, he wants to move up. He wants to move like more isolated where it's cheaper stuff, but still in the same sort of province in BC. It's still just farther away where it's cheaper. Which stinks. Like I'm not gonna be with these guys forever. When school's done, I'm not gonna see like 95% of these people for the rest of my life. Maybe the high school reunions, but still. I'm not gonna see a lot of my friends in 5 years. I want to make the most of my life that I can. But I can't because this is here. So here's how it's going to go. Streams are going to, once I get this job, then I'm going to start streaming again. Okay, well, what does that mean? Streams are canceled until further notice. All of them. Even the ones you see on the schedule, they're going to be changed to no stream for a while. Until I get said job, streams are canceled. And what's going to happen is I'm going to find a day during a weekend. I'm going to eventually find a day of the week that should be open for me. Then I'm going to stream all day. Probably on the weekend. I'm going to think Sunday so I can stream as long as I can and as much as I can. I'll start early in the morning and then I'll stream until late in the night. It won't be one specific thing. It'll be multiple things. Like maybe a stream will end, but it will be like one day of me streaming a whole bunch of things. I'll prepare like a bunch of different thumbnails that I could try and do. For like maybe one segment of a stream could be Hive and somebody wants me to play something else, I'll quickly end the stream, quickly start it up as a, like I say if somebody wanted me to play Hesu, then I can start it up with a Hesu thumbnail, start it up, it works. See? That's how it's gonna go. It's a good idea. Now why haven't I done it now? Well, maybe because I don't have the time for it. Okay. And videos are going to change too. The quality on videos are going to go way down. Way down. Like, I just can't take it anymore. Adding too much stuff to make it look good is just painful. It is. It's truly painful for me to at least deal with. So what's going to happen is it's going to be bare bones content. No more subtitles because they take way too long to do. Way too long. I'm not even going to do the YouTube generated ones. No main video from subtitles. No main video. No YouTube auto generated subtitles. None. They're gone. And the effects, they're going to be reduced way more down. It's going to be bare bones, edited stuff, like bare bones footage that's edited. Maybe the odd effects onto it, but it's going to be bare bones and hopefully more consistent. Why? Because I have, I'm going to count how many main videos that I've fully worked on as of the start of 2025. And that starts with Cards Against Humanity. 1, 2. That's it. It is July to August, late July or early August. I don't know when this is uploaded. I have 2 videos. I averaged 16 last year. And I have 2. Sure, I was on a 2-month hiatus for personal reasons. But still. You get the point. I also just want to say, when it comes to things that are going to happen in the future, like all those promises that I made in the announcements video, I'm going to try my best to at least fulfill them all. I did talk about the game test, me impersonating game test stream as a video. That's my next video. And it may not be immediately uploaded because of how long it's taking, but I'm going to damn well do it. And that will be brought up to very good standards, specifically because, well, it's midway through edited and Sixer's still working on it, so I might as well live it up to as good of a reputation as I can get for it and put it up like that. The Q&A, it's also pretty close to done. In fact, that can be done within a week. I haven't done it yet because, well, I talked about my daily routine, and it doesn't really seem possible enough for me to do it. So yeah, a lot of log jamming things that are going on, but it's just a quick update for stuff. So bare bones content, way less streams, but it's gonna be full sort of raw footage. And you know what, it may end up just, I don't really know, but I'll try it out. I don't really know, but I'll try it out. I don't really have enough patience anymore for it. Things are going to be downplayed as much as possible. It's come to the conclusion where nothing is going to succeed. I can't get monetized. I can't grow this stuff. I need a job. And if I don't do something now, my future is doomed. Personally. My personal future is doomed. I won't be able to, if I don't do something, I'm not going to be able to go to a school. I'm going to have a low budget YouTube channel. I'm going to be living in my parents' basement far into my future with hopes and dreams that never came true. I'm doing something now so my life doesn't end up as me being a screw up that nobody remembers. I'm changing it now so I can redeem my future. Because if I don't do something now, my future is doomed. I'm gonna end up as some guy working a 9 to 5. Somebody working a 9 to 5 with no passion, full on depression, because I never got to do something, and I'm gonna be hoping on this YouTube channel thing that I've been working on for so long, hoping for once it takes off, but it never has. If I don't do something now, my life will be worth nothing. And that's it. I probably have more things that I can ramble on, but it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous that I've been here for so long, and well, so many other people have way less time and have succeeded far more than I ever will. It's just unbelievably sad. I don't want this to be like, I don't want my life to end up as a ruin. I don't want to end up doing this, being a disappointment to my family, being a disappointment to myself, being a disappointment to all of you guys, because if I keep doing this,
I'm on a freight train to nowhere. But if I do something now, then I can get this train back on track. And I can maybe do something with my life that'll end up being successful. Because I'm piss poor broke. I'm still in school. I'm doing YouTube for a gig. And if I don't get a job soon, then I'm going to end up as a nothing. I'm going to end up as a 40-year-old fast food worker or something. I don't know. And I'm going to be deep in depression. And I don't want to kill myself, but if I end up living like that when I'm 40 without hopes and dreams, I might as well. Because I would probably be going nowhere. If you're still watching this, thank you so much for at least spending the time. I'm not even going to ask you guys to subscribe or like, because there's no point anymore. Maybe like, and I might do something that you guys like. I don't know. If I do something that you, I don't know, that you like, then it could work. But how about you just like good videos? This is not one. Or a good channel. I don't know. Not this. This is crap. This is irredeemable. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong and I quit at the worst time where I could have, if I stayed on for a bit longer doing what I was doing, then I would have at least succeeded. But what if I didn't? If I kept going and I just didn't end up succeeding in anything, then my life would just be nothing. It's a gamble. YouTube is a gamble in this. I'm going to pull out while I still have my dignity. While I still have something to go for. Thank you for watching as much as you can. Okay, just leave and watch something that's good. I don't know. Not this. Not this channel. Not anything. Watch a movie or something. Go outside. Because if you guys end up doing something good, like, don't end up like me. Don't. If you spend your time editing and making something, you better have a goddamn good plan. You better have the financial state to be able to do this. Because I don't. And I probably never will. Spend your time on your thumbnails. Don't stream heavy unless this is actually working. Because this is not. Like the odd stream, maybe that might work. Still, it's horrible. See you guys later. Or never. I don't know. Just don't watch this stuff. Like I'm a freaking failure. That's what, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve you guys. Or maybe I do, and I should just never try again. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, I'm just done.